Leaders, respected leaders, fellow brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ahmed Tahir, born in Kafanchan. I'm a graduate with a national diploma in public administration. I speak today not as a politician, not as someone with power, but a concerned youth of this great land, Southern Kaduna, a land blessed by Allah with beauty, diversity, courage, and history. But what is land without direction? What is potential without purpose? What are a people without true leadership? Southern Kaduna has suffered not just from external neglect, but sometimes from internal silence. We have witnessed loss of lives, loss of trust, loss of opportunities, and yet we wake up every day believing in something greater. That is resilience, that is faith. And it's our time that our leadership reflects that same faith. Leadership for a thriving Southern Kaduna must be one that listens before it speaks, that heals before it divides, that builds rather than breaks. It should not be about who is from what tribe, or who speaks which language, or who worships in what way. It should be about one thing: service to the people. As a young person, wallahi, I know what it means to be jobless, to feel ignored, to cry inside and still smile outside. I tried starting a business. I failed. I started again. I lost everything. But I never stopped believing in the possibility of a better tomorrow. Leadership must be about creating that tomorrow. A tomorrow where our youth don't migrate out of fear, but return with pride. A tomorrow where our farmers are safe, where our mothers have access to health care, where our children are in school, and our young men and women are not tools for political manipulation, but instruments of growth and peace. I always say this: true leadership is not about position, it's about responsibility. Responsibility to protect, to serve, to uplift, not just the people who agree with you, but even those who don't. We must build a Southern Kaduna where we can sit together, regardless of religion or ethnic group, and a plan, a future that works for all of us. Because when leadership is sincere, the people are united. And when the people are united, peace follows. And where there is peace, development is possible. We have a brilliant mind here. We have artisans, scholars, farmers, doctors, entrepreneurs, all waiting to be empowered, all ready to contribute. We don't need outsiders to change our destiny. We need just to believe in ourselves and in each other. So I stand today to say, let us stop waiting for someone to come and fix Southern Kaduna. Let us fix it ourselves. Let us raise leaders who have no hiding agenda but the interests of our land at heart. Let us collaborate, not compete. Let us give to our women, we need you, and to our land, we will fight for you with knowledge, with unity, and with prayers. May Almighty Allah grant Southern Kaduna lasting peace, visionary leadership, and boundless progress. May He open doors for our youths, protect that is great. Thank you. May God bless us all.
Very much here for that. You would want to clap again for him. All right. I am so sure you're seated close to somebody you've not met before or somebody you don't know. And one of the things we do at SCAD connect for our next level. One thing you must never do is leave the place without getting a contact of somebody you've never met before, as it concerns aligning to where you're headed for. I almost said amen when I finished saying this. I thought I was in the church. Put your hands together again. For yourselves, for yourselves. So I said all of this basically just for you to turn around and look at the person to your left and to your right, and feel free to introduce yourselves, right? If you've not met them before. And if you've met them before, I want you to leave your seat, walk around to somebody you've not met here, and introduce yourself. You could be pitching an idea, you could be talking about something you've always wanted to talk to them about before. You may have been seeing them on social media, but you've never met them, and you have an idea that you want to sell to them. So this is the moment to do it. And I don't want us to do it casually. I see people greeting people seated. You're greeting people you've not met before, and you're doing it seated. That means you don't want to sell yourself. Kafanchan Youth Forum, I can see their rep here. Good to have you. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming. So are you guys saying you have introduced yourself enough to people who have not met you before? Or you are just shy? You cannot be doing leadership shy. This is a leadership summit. All right? You want me to do it? Oh, you want me to do it first? Okay. Let me go and meet somebody I've not met of it. I'm coming to. Nice to meet you. Your name, sir?
My name is Engineer Saad Bab.
Thank you, sir. My name is Jonathan Lucky Emeka, and if you've not met me before, you will know by now that the name sounded like the name of the former president, right? So anytime you forget what I look like or my name, just remember that that's the person that looks like the former president. All right, good to have you here, everyone. Truly, I want us to feel relaxed, right? Are you owing somebody money here? And even if you're owing anybody money here, he won't arrest you here. Okay, the person didn't tell me to call you out. So just relax. VDM is not here. So while we get set for our first speaker, I want us to prepare our minds to receive him. Our first speaker is someone who is well-traveled within the length and breadth of Nigeria and even outside. He has attended numerous trainings and has the capacity to speak to us but he will be ably represented by someone who also has the capacity to speak to us. All right? Our first speaker is someone I appreciate. This is because he has provided some level of leadership for me. 2018, there was a crisis here in southern Kaduna, and I had gone out of the house to the office to do something that was quite relevant. And when I was leaving, I didn't get somebody to take me home because I think there was curfew there, yes, and it was a bit late into the night. And so this person gave me a lift. Imagine somebody picking you up. He wasn't going your direction, but he had to take you through to your direction before going back home. And that for me is leadership, right? So we are just going to quickly listen to his bio. Mantrell, are you ready for me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Innocent Luka Ajiji, born August 1st, 1977, is a renowned labor leader, peace ambassador, and community builder, whose career has been defined by unwavering commitment to workers' rights, cultural heritage, and global solidarity. He currently serves as the president of the National Union of Railway Workers, NUR, and the African Railway Workers Union, where his visionary leadership has transformed the fortunes of railway workers across Nigeria and Africa. He began his educational journey in Kafanchan, Kaduna State, attending LEA Jean Primary School and Government Secondary School, Takao Road, before advancing to the Diesel Training School, Kafanchan. Ajiji holds a diploma in marketing from the University of Jos, a diploma in computer studies for Logical Wise School, and a degree in peace management and conflict resolution from the National Open University of Nigeria. His national studies include the Japan International Labour School, Tokyo, and Railway Safety Management Training. His leadership extends beyond Nigeria, with active participation in global labor movement and high-level engagement, such as the ILO Convention in Geneva 2019, the ITF World Conference in Morocco 2024, and the ITF ILO Stakeholders Meeting in Geneva 2025. He has traveled across all 36 states of Nigeria and numerous countries including France, Switzerland, Germany, Japan, South Africa, and the Philippines, strengthening his international collaboration on workers' rights and safety. Beyond his professional and cultural engagements, Ajiji is a man of family and faith. He's married with 2 children and enjoys traveling, listening to gospel music, playing lawn tennis, and badminton. His life reflects the value of resilience, service, and dedication to humanity, making him not only a voice for railway workers, but also a bridge builder across nations and communities.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands as we welcome his representative, who is actually the National Auditor of Nigerian Union of Railway Workers. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation and a clapping of hands, let's welcome Comrade Emmanuel Moses. Keep clapping till he comes up. Keep clapping. While we welcome him, we have in our midst Maman Honorable Audu Dogo, who is represented by Maman Aku Umar. Please put your hands together. And we also have the National President of the youth wing of Throne Room. No, I mean the international president of the youth wing of Throne Room Cross Ministry, Pastor Phil Robbins. Please put your hands together for him.
Let's take our seats, please. I think much have been said about the man I am standing in here for. And I don't think I need to say any other thing that you don't know. Haven't heard that. But if I say one thing without mincing words, I want to proudly tell you that the man, Comrade Innocent Luka Ajiji, who is also a peace ambassador of the United Nations, is one person that taking the youth at heart in everything he does. I am privileged to work closely with him. That is beside many other presidents of the Union of Railway Workers that I have known. I think he happens to be the 5th person I have worked with. And it might interest you to know that he is the first person that makes sure the young workers of the railways are part of his struggle. And as I am standing here, I want to announce to you that in his recognition of the youth, he has sponsored a young man of about 28 years who is currently representing the young railway workers globally. As I'm talking to you, that young man of 28 years, the representative of the West African railway workers globally. That young man have also traveled around the world, just like Ajiji does. So this theme that has to do with young leaders is really timely, and appointing him to speak on that particular topic is really the right peg in the right hole. Without taking much of your time, I want to start this way. Good morning, esteemed guests, and welcome to today's presentation on strategic positioning, how leaders can rise to power and seal major deals. I am honored to stand before you today to represent Comrade Ambassador Innocent Luka Ajiji, the President of the Nigerian Union of Railway Workers. As we gather here to explore the dynamics of leadership and strategic deal making, I am excited to share insights and expertise that will empower young leaders to navigate the complexities of today's business landscape. On behalf of Innocent Luka, I want to present a compelling case for strategic positioning, highlighting key takeaways and actionable strategies that can be applied in real-world scenarios. Let's embark on this journey of discovery and growth. And I am confident that the discussions today will inspire and equip us to drive success in our respective fields. Without further ado, I would like to invite you to join me in exploring the world of strategic positioning and its transformative potential for young leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, fellow young leaders, it is with great honor to stand before you today to speak on a subject that defines our generation's journey: strategic positioning, how young leaders can rise to power and seal major deals. Sorry, I think, okay, it's been projected. We live in a world of opportunities, but also a fierce competition. The difference between those who watch history being made and those who make history is often not strength, not wealth, or connections. It is strategic positioning. I am sure at the end of today's program, all of us seated here will struggle to see how we position ourselves strategically. Strategic positioning means knowing who you are, where you are going, and how to place yourself where value, influence, and opportunity intersect. Southern Kaduna, despite our rich cultural heritage, fertile land, and strategic human capital, has long faced systematic political and economic marginalization within Kaduna State and Nigeria at large. These unwholesome scenarios have given us a gap between the realities, the perceived or expected status of the zone. To further worsen the predicament is the fact that nothing is being done to bridge the gap and balance the differences, even in the power cycles of our leaders. This anomaly has manifested in one, political underrepresentation, with Southern Kaduna having limited access to key decision-making positions in the state structures. Two, economic neglect. In Southern Kaduna, there are gross inadequacies of infrastructure such as roads, hospitals, schools, markets, industries, and very minimal government investments. Security challenges. Southern Kaduna have suffered attacks from armed herders, banditry, and political insurgency more than any other zone in Nigeria. The extent of the grievous raping, ransacking, and destruction the area has suffered cannot be overemphasized. Education and employment gaps. Very few persons, especially youth, have access to functional education and viable employment. This situation has degenerated into social. Young males turning to violence, while females are pushed into prostitution or forced marriages and single parenthood. Generally, high unemployment is in Southern Kaduna compared to the relative academic potential of the area worsens the situation. The factors mentioned above contribute to a sense of exclusion and stagnation, limiting the community's ability to fully participate in state and national progress. The emergence of young leaders. In the midst of these challenges, young leaders can rise as the beacon of hope and change, provided they approach leadership with vision, inclusiveness, and resilience. Their emergence can follow a clear pathway. I wish somebody heard this last sentence. Let me repeat it for the sake of emphasis. In the midst of these challenges, young leaders can rise as the beacon of hope and change, provided they approach leadership with vision. Inasmuch as we yearn and agitate for leadership as young people, we have to approach it with vision. Our vision will sell us to whoever we will be leading. Inclusiveness and resilience. Harnessing education and skills. Young people from Southern Kaduna who have excelled academically across Nigeria and abroad can leverage skills in technology, law, business, agriculture, and diplomacy by introducing fresh ideas into governance and community development. There should also be leadership training and periodic symposia, just like the one we are having here today. Building unity and inclusiveness. Young leaders must overcome ethnic, religious, and partisan division within Southern Kaduna. They should champion unity in diversity, mobilizing collective strength for stronger bargaining positions in politics and economics. Grassroots political mobilization. Young leaders must not wait for established elites. They can organize movements that challenge marginalization through voter education. Grassroots campaigns and participation in local government politics. I want to pause here and draw our attention to the news I read some time ago, not too long, about the Rivers State local government elections. I hope you are aware that an 18-year-old lady emerged as one of the councillors in the local elections in Rivers State. Are we aware of that? Hello? Maybe we've not known that. And I think is it Kwara State? We have the youngest member of the State Assembly. She should be around 28 years or so. So it is expected that us here in Southern Kaduna should also see how we can get involved in our local politics. By so doing, the youth will be fully carried along. Platforms such as the Southern Kaduna Young Leaders Summit, Students Representative Council, and other unions, associations, and community youth groups can become the breeding ground for new and strategically positioned young leaders. Entrepreneurship and economic empowerment. Young leaders can gradually shift Southern Kaduna from independence to self-sufficiency by driving innovations in agriculture, ICT, renewable energy, and small-scale industries. This is all the more important because economic independence provides bargaining power and reduces vulnerability to political manipulations. Leveraging technology and media. By using digital platforms, Southern Kaduna young leaders can provide opportunities to tell their own stories, challenge negative stereotypes, and connect with allies from across Nigeria and beyond. The use of social media platforms is modernizing demands for accountability and at the same time, dismantling marginalization. Advocacy and strategic alliance. Young leaders should engage in advocacy for fair representation in government appointment, resource allocation, and infrastructural development. Forming alliances with progressive groups across Nigeria will also ensure that the Southern Kaduna struggle will be made part of a major broader national movement for justice and equity. The vision ahead. The emergence of young leaders from Southern Kaduna and this summit being organized is not just about politics. It is about restoring dignity, promoting peace, and creating opportunities. These leaders must, 1, serve as bridge builders between communities, champion accountability and integrity leadership among communities, promote sustainable development through people-centered policies. Young leaders seize this moment. Southern Kaduna can transition from a symbol of marginalization to a model of resilience, unity, and inclusive progress. To finalize my brief discourse, young leaders are advised to take home the following nuggets for strategic positioning. Strategic positioning means knowing who you are, where you're going, and how to place yourself where value, influence, and opportunity intersect. For young leaders, rising to power and selling deals requires 5 key elements, and these elements are as follows: vision and clarity of purpose. Every great leader starts with a vision. Without vision, strategy has no direction. Ask yourselves, what do I want to be remembered for? When vision is clear, opportunities that align with it becomes easier to recognize and pursue. 2. Building competence and credibility. Power without competence is temporary. To be taken seriously in boardrooms, government chambers, or entrepreneurial cycles, young leaders must sharpen their skills, acquire knowledge, and prove their worth through results. Credibility is the currency that buys trust. Do we have such currency? Credibility. And trust is the gateway to major deals. Networking and strategic alliances. No leader rises alone. Hello? No leader rises alone. Strategic positioning involves aligning with mentors, peers, partners who open doors and expand influence. I must commend the organizers of this event for inviting our politicians and people we can look up to in the political world. At least with this program, we're going to align with them and then see how we can take advantage of it and also grow in our leadership cycles. A young leader who surrounds themselves with the right network creates a platform to scale faster and reach further. Emotional intelligence and negotiation skills. Deals are sealed not only with figures and facts, but with people. The ability to connect with people through empathy and intelligence helps leaders navigate personalities, manage conflicts, and negotiate in a way that makes all parties feel valued. Integrity and consistency. Finally, power sustained by deceit crumbles. True influence is built on integrity. When leaders are consistent, reliable, and principled, they become magnets for opportunities. In conclusion, rising to power and sealing major deals is not about shortcuts, it is about strategic positioning. It is expected of us that after this program, we all seated here are going to strategically position ourselves as we dream and hope to become leaders tomorrow. It is about knowing your value, amplifying your voice, and stepping into rooms prepared to deliver solutions. Young leaders, I repeat, the future is not something we wait for. Did we get this?
Yes, sir.
The future is not something we wait for. It is something we create with vision, with competence, with alliance, with emotional intelligence and integrity. We will not only rise to power, but also shape a legacy of impact. Thank you so very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Comrade Emmanuel. we thank you for that wonderful speech. And as leaders, as emerging leaders, we will truly do well to take into account the lessons from his speech. While he was speaking, some dignitaries walked in, and it is only proper that we acknowledge their presence. Some years back, I had attended an event where I did what I am doing right now, and I had called somebody's name or pronounced somebody's name wrongly. And after the event, I saw bouncers by my side, all telling me to behave myself. Now, why will I call the name of their organ wrongly? So I'd really want to apologize because I had called someone's name here wrongly earlier on. So I'll do that correctly. Let me introduce the rep of Honorable Audu Dogo. The right pronunciation of his name is Maman Aku Umar. Oh, Maman Aku Umar, please put your hands together for him again. I apologize, sir, because I don't want to have bouncers waiting for me outside. We also have Alhaji Anas here with us. Please clap your hands for him. He's also accompanied by Nazif Jibrin. They are all members of Kafantan Youth Forum. Please put your hands together for them. Before we proceed, I just want you to do something. Please pick your phone and search for Southern Kaduna leaders. Southern Kaduna young leaders on Facebook. We want us to just do something briefly. The live going on, we want you to please share. Let's do that briefly. Follow the page and share that. Follow the page and share that. If you have done it, I won't proceed until I get responses. Please, if you have done it, let me know. All right? It's very important that we get to share that live. I'm waiting for you. All right, we also have in our midst the Vice President 1, Nigerian Medical Laboratory Science Students Association. Please put your hands together for him. We have Mrs. Mata Adong. Please put your hands together for her. That's Castle Guidance and Counseling Representative. She's representing the Deputy Dean Student Affairs. We also have in our midst Isaac Andrew, Senate Speaker, Faculty of Environmental Science Students Association. Please put your hands together for him. We also have with us Daniel George Prince, the President, Society of Architecture Students, and Mastermind's co-founder, Abi, right? Then we also have with us Shane Jesse Chok, Secretary General, SAS Masterminds and co-owner. We also have with us Aziz Shamsuddin, President of Yoruba Students Association. Please put your hands together for them. Our next speaker is someone of great repute within Southern Kaduna, Kaduna State as a whole, and even Nigeria. Well-traveled, well-exposed for what he will be speaking to us about. I have come to know him from afar as one who upholds leadership as a tool for development because of the way he carries himself. He has always been a person who conducts himself with dignity and honor. I asked us to do something earlier. I just want to know before I go on, how many of us have done it? That's leadership now. How many of us have done it? All right. Thank you very much for doing that. I don't want us to take it lightly because it's not easy to get him to come here and even speak to us. So as I introduce him, as his bio goes on, and when I introduce him up, I really want you to put your hands together for him, celebrate the grace of God upon him and how far he has come. Mandrel, are you ready?
Dr. Menzo Daniel Mayberry is a public and private sector pioneer, a veterinarian and an agribusiness expert with over 25 years of experience. He served in the private sector until 2015, I beg your pardon, when he was first appointed as Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, Kaduna State, till 2017, when he was made Commissioner of Commerce, Industry and Tourism. He's an alumnus of the Galilee International Institute of Management, Lee Kuan Yew Institute of Public Policy, Singapore, Business School, Netherlands, Harvard, and Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. He chairs the Nigerian Advisory Board of Agricultural Policy and Research in Africa, APRA. He has pioneered the establishment of many startups in the agri-space and the creative industry, among which are AgroLog Ltd. And Race of Technology Ltd. He was project director of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded project. Dr. Manzo was also program director for micro reforms for African agribusiness, MIRA, in Nigeria. He's currently the executive chairman, Kachia Local Government Area, Kaduna, and the visionary of the Manzo Fellowship.
Thank you for that. Please, ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation, let's welcome Dr. Manzo Megari, the executive chairman of Kachia Local Government.
Good morning. Please permit me to start the system. This bowl is virtually empty. You say that we don't have young people hungry for knowledge. Most of this is a university campus. I expect every student to be here. Anyway, I guess life has become too easy for us. We get everything on Google, right? I can tell you that the information you will get from Google is only generalized. It's not adapted for your immediate environment. So I'm speaking on leadership, how we can bring innovation into leadership. And I'm going to ask us, leaders, who is a leader? A leader is nothing but simply put, a man or woman of influence. If you don't have influence, you are not a leader, and you cannot be one. And what is leadership? Harnessing resources, including human, to achieve or attain an expected goal. What is development? Development is guided progress. Guided progress. And what is innovation? Innovation is bringing or introducing an improved idea. Improved idea or strategy to solve a lingering problem for value. innovation is. It therefore means what? That your capacity, your ability to be a leader rests squarely in your head. Your thought process. The way you think is what makes you a leader. The way you think is what makes you otherwise. So if you are a leader, your thinking must be what? Superior. The quality of your thinking must be superior. Jesus Christ made a statement in Mark. He says, as a man thinks, so he is. That simply says, mean what? Our life outcomes are totally dependent on the quality of our thoughts. You will forgive me, I'm not good in writing papers. I just talk. Yeah, so and I like to be interactive. Simply put, if the quality of your thoughts is poor, you can't go far. And that's the reason why our parents can send us to school, so that we can improve our thoughts, the quality of our thoughts. I meet young people everywhere, and I talk to them, and you say, look, why don't you do this? Say, I can't. Yes, you can't, because you believe you cannot. Everything starts from the mind. The moment you look at the problem and you say, I can solve this problem, your spirit communicates with the Spirit of God, and the solution begins to form in your subconscious. And as you look at that problem continuously over time, the solution begins to get clear to you. When you take a step of faith, God begins to station people who are going to help you solve that problem. For those of you that have studied history, you must know about Nikola Tesla. And you must also know about Thomas Edison. Nikola Tesla was a polymath. Most of the innovations that have happened today were an improvement of his inventions over 100, maybe 200 years ago. It will shock you to know that Tesla died in penury. Despite all the inventions, he died in penury. And that brings us back to something that we call the burden of talent. If you are so gifted and you don't direct your talent, everything you see, you will touch this and then you touch that and then you touch that, and then you will never be able to develop one thing into a brand. Let me focus one thing. If by age 50 you have not developed yourself into a brand, you can be sure you're going to fail. Because no matter how good you are, if you are not a brand, you are just a commodity to be picked anywhere. And being a brand means what? That you have developed something that the moment they mention it, they know this is associated with you. People will key into that and it will outlive you. For example, we hear about the Nobel Prize. Nobel was a Norwegian entrepreneur. He's the one that invented explosives. He made so much money from explosives, but they used to call him the merchant of death. At the time, the news came out that he had died. And the newspapers carried the information death has caught up with the merchant of death. And Dr. Roberts, this is what people think about me. That was when they set up the movement. And they decided to focus peace research and research. The guy died over 100 years ago. That brand is still here with us. It's one of the most prestigious brands in the world today. Now, what problems do we need to solve? My experience has taught me that you will never be respected if you do not comply your environment. The black man who walks the face of the earth today, like a turtle without a shell. And the reason is simple. We have disconnected. We have severed our relationship with our ancestors. Today, I speak English better than you. I speak English better than Hausa. I'm not an Englishman. But why so? No people can truly progress if they get severe from their ancestors. Because God is a master builder. He engineers people sufficiently for excellence in the environment that he has put them. Don't go thinking on how to solve problems in Kafanchan and be looking at solutions or issues in America. Your problems are your own problems. In fact, if you focus on solutions in Lagos to solve problems in Kafanchan, you are wasting your time, because the problems in Lagos are not the same with the problems in Kafanchan. God did not engineer us for excellence in Lagos. He engineered us first for excellence in Kafanchan. I'm going to tell us one thing that will shock us. In the whole of northern Nigeria, there is no geography that is blessed like southern. And I walk around and I see people say they are poor. They are this, they are that. You are not poor. You are poor here. You are poor in your head. That's all that has happened. Look at the whole of southern Kaduna. We don't even believe in ourselves. We have exclusive endowments that if we had just paid attention to, by today everybody will be a millionaire in southern Kaduna. But we have left what is our exclusive endowment, and we are focusing on things from outside. The Kafanchan pig market has been around for more than 100 years. For those of you that know that market, go there. You will cost the people of Southern. That market has been the biggest pig market for the whole of West Africa and Central Africa. People used to come from Senegal everywhere to come and buy pigs in Kafanchan. What have we done there? Nothing. And we say we are poor. We even have the audacity to go and pray that God should bless us. To succeed. Those you make 10 times more money
rearing pigs and rearing cows. I'm talking from experience. I'm a vet. Exactly. As young leaders, this is the greatest challenge that we have. We want to create wealth. We want to succeed. Let's begin to focus on our environment, our immediate environment, in order to conquer it. If we fail to conquer our immediate environment, we are going to roam the face of the earth like orphans. In fact, we will end up as vagabonds. Because we are going to be running empty. Another thing is ginger. If you people do not know, ginger is the largest non-oil export. Ginger. Ginger is the third largest non-oil export for Nigeria. An economy worth over $2 billion. What value do we get from ginger? The value we get from ginger in southern Kaduna is less than 15% of that $2 billion. For those of us that are close to a 60 kg of fresh ginger sold for 1.2 million naira. You have the audacity to say that you will kneel down and be to bless you when you have been blessed. We have to thank God that He is all merciful. If I'm God, the Bible is very clear. Nobody perishes for lack of prayer and fasting. People perish for what? Lack of knowledge. It is the knowledge you have that you apply that sets you free, even from poverty. Poverty is not God's own making. It is entirely a man-made. If you say you don't want to sweat, the Bible says in Proverbs, poverty will pounce on you in the night like a bandit. Shebi, you don't want to sweat. You pay the price of it. I'm being a sluggard and slothful. So there are two innovations that we need to succeed as leaders. The first is to be very deliberate about the way we think. That's the first important innovation. I just told you what innovation is. Bringing what? Improved idea to solve a problem in order to get what? Where do ideas come from? From the mind, from your brain. And what makes you a leader? What makes you a leader is that you study trends. You look into the future, and you do what? You preempt and act. Of course, all of us cannot be leaders, and I'm going to get there. But there must be leaders amongst us. But again, if you look at it on a general note, we are all leaders at the various points that we find ourselves. So when you watch trends and you preempt them and you act, that immediately puts you ahead of the guy who has not acted. And that is what makes him a follower. So you are naturally ahead of him. And leave him to react. He'll be reacting. And that's what makes him a follower. Again, we have to understand one thing. Leaders on their own cannot succeed without managers. So we are differently in now. A leader's business is to envision and rally resources to achieve that. Managers are that who do the day-to-day running. Activities, set up, programs, schedules, check workers. Those who fail to comply, you punish them. You do this, you do that. But a leader has no business with the details. A leader gives you his vision, clear vision. And you, the manager, you are the one to do what? To implement the day-to-day activities that are required to achieve that vision. So as a leader, you need what? Managers. And that's where I say, yes, once you are ahead, everybody is a flock for God. Everybody is a leader. Individually, where we stand, we are all leaders, must walk where? In one direction, as envisioned by the leader. So sincerely, it's not about coming to stand here and just talk or draw. Our challenge is what? Because we do not understand what needs to be done, so we have failed to organize. We have failed to organize. Many of us do not understand our place. Therefore, when God sends a leader to us, we fall back into envy, and then we just walk to undermine him. Let me tell you, some of us, our life-giving goals and purpose is to help a leader succeed. And it is in helping that leader that we achieve our own purpose in life. But a lot of us, because we do not understand that there is no great thing that has ever been achieved by an individual. It's always what? A teamwork. If you don't have a team, you can never be successful in life. You need a team. Nobody has the monopoly of wisdom. Nobody has the monopoly of knowledge. So you need people around you that believe in your vision to achieve that vision. Take, for example, Microsoft. Bill Gates is a school dropout and remains so till today. Check Apple. Steve Jobs was also a school dropout. But they recognize their gift. And I can tell us that in the 21st century, when we come to vote for the greatest man, it will either be Bill Gates or Jobs. They are school dropouts. They hire the best engineers to deliver on their vision. Every time a misfortune happens, Steve Jobs will speak like Thomas Edison. Oh, we are building something bigger than this has happened. He doesn't have an idea of how that is going to happen. It's when he lives there that he begins to ask, who has an idea? Who knows who we can work with to achieve this? And then you begin to look. They begin to tell him to pick best friends around. And they will come and sit down. There's hardly anybody that any top management person or technical or engineer work in Microsoft or Apple for up to 5 years that didn't leave a millionaire. So, as a leader, you are also in the business of building people. If people help you to succeed, then they must naturally also get value. So I'm going to come back. Many of us will sit down here today and talk and think of building apps. If you are tech savvy, you think of innovations that are in the sky. Maybe because you are reading about one American whiz kid that has done this and done that and done that and succeeded. Let me tell you, the system is not built to favor you. The system is built, the global world order today is built to favor the West. Many of us, we get the levers that the entrepreneurs get in the West. The whole of the West will come here to come and steal ideas. But the world order is so skewed that Africa has been positioned as a jungle where they just come and extract raw minerals. So you need to understand that. Now, 63% of gold, proven gold deposits globally are in Africa. Yet we don't have a bullion in Africa. Coltrane, lithium, and all that. Africa, that all the minerals that are required to power the emerging technologies are in Africa. But we have left them, they just come and extract material. Don't allow for it. I can bet you 65% of what powers this fund is from Africa. And I can bet you the value of what is here as gotten from Africa is not up to 10% the value of this fund when they brought the finished product. So what do we need to do? Let's focus on the things that are in our environment. I'm going to start with piggery. We can bring back those glorious days. Can young men and women seated here, the leaders that I'm seeing, can you organize yourselves into a community of practice? Because without a community of practice, individually you can't achieve more. And when I say community of practice, I mean identify yourselves. Cluster yourselves into cooperatives. I have had interventions where we gave families a piglet. There was no family that made less than $1 million in 1 year of having a piglet. Call me anywhere. Many of us, we are trained to just go and look for jobs. And I just laugh. You see the vulcanizer on the roadside, he makes more money than a director in the state ministry in Kaduna State in a month. Call me anywhere, and I'm saying this from facts. As young people, your most valuable asset is your time. If you can have control of your time, you can apply it in the most valuable manner to maximize value that you get from life. If you make mistake and carry your time and give somebody else for peanuts, that you are a salary earner, you are going to live in a crippling cycle of poverty. I am a typical example. I never earned a salary until I became commissioner in 2015. And since I joined government, it's just that it's something that you cannot run away from. Or let me say, some of us try to run and they keep pulling us back. I cannot work for anyone. Now imagine that you can form these cooperatives. register them. Some of you will be producing the pigs. Some of you will be slaughtering and processing. Some cooperative will be marketing. You see, you have linked the upstream to the downstream. Some cooperative can just be producing meat. Some cooperative can open veterinary shops. So you have a whole ecosystem that we call an innovation for value actors to play. You are producing your pig, you already know where your market is. In fact, they can come and drop money for you even before the pig matures. Upfront contracts. But if you don't organize, you are nobody knows you as an individual. These are the things that our forefathers did. And that's why they have come in the poverty that we could experience today. That's one innovation that can change the economic outlook of Southern Kaduna completely. Completely. We just did a scope. The piggery market is worth $100 million annually. $100 million. And here we are blessed with a regional market that we have neglected. Imagine that we can just focus and say, as young people here, we are going to set up these innovation platforms. Take just 20% of that market share. In 1 year. By second year, by the third year, you increase. All of you here in 5 years will be millionaires. Some of you in dollars. Some of you can even process the meat into sausages, bacon, name it. The gallbladder of pig is a very rich source of crude cyanide. If you store it well, you can export it. The diabetics from pig. That is in the inject into diabetes. It's from the pig. Because the metabolism of man and that of the pig is 98% similar. So if we are serious, all we need to do is to do what? You start from the lowest rung of the ladder in the value chain and you keep going. Imagine that you wake up one day, we are producing crude cyanide from the pig, from the gallbladder. Imagine that we are producing insulin, we are producing sausage and everything. How can you be poor? You can't be poor. Today, China and South Korea are the largest consumers of pork and pork products. China has to import pork and pork products from America, but because of the trade dispute, the America doesn't buy directly from them. They buy through Brazil. So China doesn't buy directly from the US. They buy through Brazil. So they'll first send the pork, and they do that with soya also. They'll send pork and soya to Brazil, and then from Brazil will now sell to China. Check the distance. The distance between China and between Brazil and Nigeria and China, and the distance between Nigeria and China. We only need to organize. That's all we need to do. Now let's go back to ginger. Like I told you, ginger is the third largest non-oil export for Nigeria. The shocking thing is 80% of that ginger comes from Southern Kaduna. And then you say you're poor. God must be tired of us. 80% of that ginger is from Southern. Like I told you, the ginger economy is worth over $2 billion. Now, who is making money off your backs? Indians, Chinese, Lebanese. The world ginger hub today is in Cochin, India. And I can tell you, that 60% of the ginger that is traded in Cochin comes from Nigeria. For those of you that play in the ginger, or you can do your research, now that we have ginger blind, Cochin is down. You may not know, the price of ginger in Nigeria today is higher than the world market price. Do you know why? Because our ginger is the best in the world. So the price matter high. Then they will just take 25% of it and mix with their own that is less. Then sell it as. And I'm going to tell you one thing. We have to be very about success. In 2021, I was at a forum like this, and it was all lamentations. Those who have made it once. Oh, this, that. I said, okay, do something. Get me 10 young men that understand the ginger trade. I just wanted them to be cleaning. They would just be buying and cleaning. I gave each of them 10 million naira. About 10 of them. I can bet you only one returned the full money without profit. Only one person returned the money without profit. In fact, there are two that say after all it's going to Mazani. Oh, it's just like the idiot who Jesus said was given a talent and he went and hid it. Get your own out of it and give me back my Kudumbanza. So you see what I'm talking about, the quality of our teaching. And I'm not the first. I play very well in the ginger evolution because that's the only thing I found. So I know all the big players. I know a lot of people that have sunk money and the money never came back. That's why they would prefer to stay in Kano. Use the Hausa boys in Kano because those ones are more sincere. They are more committed. And they'll get their money back. Come to Southern Kaduna, you won't see it. An insult will follow. Blackmail will follow. And you are complaining that you are poor. Why won't you be poor? I always tell people look at me and say, oh, you are lucky. Yes, I am lucky. Oh, he's just lucky. I can bet you if you are at my age and you have done just half of the things that I've done in this life, you'll be more successful than I am today. So don't look at me and tell me luck. Which luck? What is luck? Walk your way to success. If you don't walk, forget it. The Bible is clear. Man who cannot eat. I mean, a man who does not want to walk should not eat. A lazy man should not eat. I read a passage recently that stuned me. The man said, that God doesn't like the death of a sinner. You understand? But if the Bible, the same Bible says a lazy man should not eat, it means what? That God prefers a sinner to a lazy man. Do you understand? God prefers a sinner to a lazy man because there is the opportunity or the possibility that that sinner will repent and glorify God. But the lazy man is what? A shame to God. Because in Genesis chapter 1 verse 22 down to 27, when God created man, he says what? I have put you here. Go into this earth. Multiply. Fill it. Conquer it. Subdue it and have dominion. That's the command that God gave man. And if you are not living that command, just know that you are not pleasing God. poverty doesn't please God. Unfortunately, the version of Christianity that was delivered to us by the colonists tends to demonize wealth. To the extent that many of us that go to Orthodox churches, we tend to associate poverty with godliness. At all, forget it. Forget it, it's not. It's not. So, like I said, again, we can create this innovative platform, have cooperatives with people producing ginger seeds. Let's standardize that practice. People can produce ginger seeds alone. They sell to farmers who are commercial farmers. That is how we are going to be able to improve on the quality of the seeds and the ginger generally. The major reason why we have this plant is because we've been growing ginger for over 100 years on the same soil, extracting the same set of nutrients from the soil. And then when the soil started failing us, we started overdosing chemicals, fertilizer, herbicides, everything. Where you are supposed to put 4 bags of fertilizer, you see into it. Naturally, the soil will fail.
No, it's not operative. It's just that we don't
Okay, hold on. I play in this case.
I'm trying
to keep him in frame.
100 years of struggle.
we have another phone. We don't want the shaky.
So
We
let's
have
go
another
back.
camera there.
Claim ourselves.
You can just
Change.
in the middle.
That is what we talk about. Innovation, right? Change our thinking. Bring new ideas. The ginger, the spices, the importation of spices into Nigeria, as at 2021, was worth $1.8 billion. Spices that we import. And what's the base of that? Ginger and turmeric, we all produce it. Yet we are importing spices. The Bible says horse is a man, who remains a child. When Bob Marley said, what he foresees is what? Total destruction. Because those who should be men were man once and became twice children. You cannot sleep and expect anything. And I'm telling you this sincerely. Let's do these 2 things. In 5 years, South Africa will be different. As far as I'm concerned, everybody that has had what I said, you do not have a reason to be poor. And when you die, God will hold you accountable. You had this information. What did you do to help those that didn't hear it? What did you do to change South Africa? We can do spices, we can do ginger tea, we can do all kinds of people. Ginger oil, just name it. Even essential oils. Essential oils are the most expensive oils in the world today. We get it from ginger, just essential oil. So let's not sit back like lost sheep and then just complain. Oh God this, oh God that. I'm going to close with this analogy. If there was light in this hall, and you came in and did not turn the switch on, will the hall remain dark or the light will turn itself immediately you come in? It will remain dark. God has put us in charge of the earth. The things that are of the earth are completely unholy of man. We only need to do what? Ask God as we move to solve these problems, as we move to have that dominion, we only need to ask for God's support. Oh God, I've seen this problem. Help me to solve this problem. My people are suffering because of this problem. I want a renewed spirit that will give me ideas to solve this problem. You have identified the problem. Don't pray amiss. Which year blessing are you asking for when you already have everything? You understand? So let's sit down and look at the environment and at the problems. And then let's begin to pray for ideas, innovations that will enable us solve these problems. As I close, I want to commend the organizers of this meeting. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best thing that has happened. And it's not only Southern Kaduna. Many of you are going to take this message and apply it probably outside Kaduna State. And you'll be successful. The principles of success are universal. The application may be local, but the principles are universal. God is not unjust. There's no way you are going to apply sweat and blood and not get results. So, with this, I say thank you. If you decide to form those platforms, the organizers, if these young leaders decide to create those platforms, I'm available. I'll give you free consultation. It's not just the consultancy. If we organize you, if you are organized, sufficiently organized, we can link you with investors and funding organizations. And to start. But most importantly, some of these things that I'm talking about, we are about to apply them at the Manzo Foundation, or Manzo Fellowship, sorry. So you can go to online and check the Manzo Fellowship and key. We are setting up a team very soon that will screen young men for these things that I'm talking about. Because in the Manzo Fellowship, we have found out that our traditional economic development models are more sustainable than the Western economic development models. And just give me 1 minute, let me expatiate. For those of you that are maybe 45, 50 and above, if you grew up in the village, you will realize that there was never a house in the village that didn't have animals. And the reason is simple. Livestock is the current asset on the balance sheet of every player in the rural economy. And the rural economy is the pillar of the national. 10 years old. Sometimes even less. Your auntie gives you a chicken. Your uncle gives you a goat or a pig, and you rear them. First litter you share, second litter you share, third litter you share, and you take the mother back and give your mother the mother and cycle the piece. First, at that tender age, it engenders responsibility. Second, it helps you to begin to understand the importance of wealth and how to create wealth. And as you grow, all that will just continue to multiply. If I did the first ginger seeds that I planted, I went and farmed for my uncle, and he gave me 1 more of ginger seeds. That's how I got my foundation seeds, and I continue to multiply. In those days, you didn't need fish when you are young and you are just growing. Everything you needed, you just go to an auntie or an uncle, help them on the farm, and you get it. It's only when you grow old that nobody gives you anything free again. Because the understanding is that if you have not managed, you only need that if you didn't manage what you got. Well, and you lose it. So in the Manzo Fellowship, this is what we are doing. We are going to identify young men, young women. We are starting with people. We would have started with ginger, but the blight affected us seriously. We don't have ginger seeds. So we give you a piglet, but we must do what? Provide housing. That's the best. If you cannot provide food, we will give you feed. We share the first liter. We share the second liter. By the third liter, we share, we take the big bag and give the rest. That's what we do. Now, in this kind of economic model, you can never go broke. You will never be poor. But opposed to the Western economic development model, everything is money. Everything is monetized. Today, none of us can go to a bank and get 10,000 naira. They will tell you to bring the CFO of your grandfather's grave. So where do you get it? And I tell you, this is what has happened in the West today. The whole population has been built to depend on the system. In the West today, even the phone that you are listening is credit. Everything is credit. The day you don't have a means of income, you fall below zero. And those who will cancel you. And you move on. But today, everything I own is fully paid for. It's my own. If I get broke today, I start selling my cars. If it doesn't solve my problem, I sell my houses. If that doesn't solve my problem, I sell my farms. Anyhow, by the time I get to that level, I will have a bank. You understand? But the white man, the World Bank model, IMF, they will look at you and say you are poor. Come to the communities, come to the village. By the time you count the number of pigs I have, you will know that I'm a millionaire. I don't have to show you that I am. Go to any house, count the number of goats and chickens they have. You will know that they are not poor. It's not like in the West where they have nothing, depending on the system. So when the system decides, they yank you over, that's all. So we have to revive. That's true education. We observe these things and we try to revive that which is practical. So thank you very much for listening.
Keep clapping.
Clap.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sir, for that speech. We appreciate everything you have done. We have a question. Before that, I'd like to announce that everyone here can just check Manzo Fellowship on Facebook so we can start the process. I know there's a lot of us who want to key into everything Doctor has shared with us, the chairman has shared with us. But first, let's go on Facebook right now. When I say this, most of the times, I don't want us to miss it for later, and you start looking elsewhere for those information and you can't find them. So let's start by following him, following the page on Facebook. It's Manzo Fellowship. I got the announcement and I thought to share so we don't get to miss anything. Then the question, Dr. Sir, is someone is asking, is this opportunity open to only Southern Kaduna indigents or people from outside can join up?
Sorry, money does not have private banks. If you qualify, you qualify.
Thank you very much, sir. Please clap for Dr. once again. Clap for Dr. One thing I love about Dr. Manzo is how he's very articulate with whatsoever he has to dish out, and his love for the youth, most especially youth of Southern Kaduna. Like he said, he doesn't have tribal marks, but his love for the youth, development and growth of youth everywhere he goes. We have a surprise for him, though we didn't tell him this. We have a surprise for him. We didn't inform Doctor that we have this surprise for him. But the honest truth is that You can't go far and wide to make sure youth and the people around you grow very well, financially, psychologically, emotionally, and you will not be appreciated. We in Southern Kaduna Young Leaders Forum, we have this to always appreciate people that have done remarkably well in the society. And for that cause, we have an award for Doctor, and Comrade Nurse Bako will tell us the award that we intend to give Doctor. Doctor, we are very sorry for not informing you on time. We know that if we have told you, we say no, we should not worry about that. But the honest truth is that as youth, we find it very dear to our hearts to appreciate you for what you've done over the years in Southern Kaduna.
Please, can we celebrate Doctor again? Please look up for me. Thank you so much, sir, for having you amidst us. It's a great privilege. I want to take this time to formally present this award to Dr. The award states, award of recognition presented to Dr. Moigari in recognition to his contribution to youth development and empowerment in Southern Kaduna. Please, can we celebrate him again? I will use this opportunity also to invite our one and only, the Kaduna State Women Leader, in person of Mrs. Gloria Ayuba Ibrahim. Please, can we celebrate her? She's come to present this. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having you. Women leader for the People Democratic Party. Please celebrate her again. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Please, let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate her as we invite to proceed. All right. Next on my list, I also have another figure to award. This award states award of recognition presented to Comrade Innocent Luka Ajiki in recognition to his contribution to youth empowerment and improved welfare of railway staff in Nigeria. Please, can we celebrate him? We want to use this opportunity also to invite the representative for Comrade Innocent Luka Ajiki to please accept this award. I will invite a special figure in person of Pastor Phil Robinson, the Throne Room Saravina Movement President, to present this award. Please, can we clap for him as he's coming? Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having you.
Please clap for them. Please clap for them. We don't want to waste much of our time, but in this regard, we just want to go ahead with the events of the day. But before I call on the next person to go ahead with the events of the day,
Yes. So because we hold memory there and we don't think we are going to have all of these people always gathered. So those who receive award can just come up. Doctor, sir, please come up. So sorry. Please come up, sir. Please come up, sir. Yes. Sir, please come up. It's just for a shot. Can any of the ushers come help with this? Is our convener closed? Emmanuel Aina? Is he closed? Ushers, can you, any way you can help me with this? So it just comes down for them to move. Pastor Phil, please come on. Madam, please come on. Please keep clapping for them as they come up, please. The chairman, Kavancha Youth Forum, please come up. All right. Mrs. Becky Turaki, please come up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry. Mr. Mama, are you here? Please keep clapping. Mama comes up. Please come up, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So sorry that this is impromptu. I just know that some of them will be dashing out, and I don't want us to miss this. All right, you know I'm a human being too, right? Sorry. Thank you. All right, please go.
All right, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Keep clapping for them as they return to their seats.
Please keep clapping. So, Mr. Manager. All right.
Well done, sir.
All right, let's put our hands together again. Thank you so much. At some point, I didn't want to. I was getting just able that but all right, to take us further, with the matter of this meeting coming up shortly. We are honored to welcome today's speaker, a seasoned leader with decades of experience in ministry, missions, and community development. He solid Christian leadership and mission at Easters Christian Fellowship Bible School, London, between 1998 and 1999. He followed his training at the Open University Network, Midland, UK, where he continued at level 3 from 1999 to 2000. His wealth of experience spans across diverse roles, from chaplain of Hosanna Baptist Church, English section from 1989 to 1991, traveling secretary of the Qatar Youth Christian Association for over a decade, from 1991 to 2003, missionary at Forest Hill Community Church, London in 2003. Since 2004, he has served as the vision coordinator of Pathfinder Christian Fellowship, Kaduna, a role he still passionately carries out. He's also the proprietor of Ellen Foundation School, Kaduna, established in 2006. Beyond this, he lends his wisdom and leadership as a board member to several organizations. Outside of his professional and ministerial responsibility, he's a man of many passions with hobbies that include music, politics, reading, youth development, and community development. Please join me as I welcome Pastor Michael as he comes forward to share with us. This time, don't get tired, don't get tired.
Wow. I'm tempted to say, praise the Lord, but I know that this one religious. Is that okay? That's the challenge we always have when we stand to address people. We always forget, we think we are in a church auditorium and we chant with praise the Lord. However, I know that this is a mixed congregation and we're talking about youth development and other things. However, I think I want to commend and thank Dr. Manzo for the presentation you made. I think it was mind-blowing. And it's a thing, when you're thinking of something and you hear somebody saying better than what you're thinking, it's good to connect with that person. So thank you very much. We look forward to what you're about to do with young people in Southern Kaduna. I was in a meeting last week. It was a reunion of our fellowship in Katsina. And, you know, we had this challenge. Like he said it's not good with the gadgets. Of course, our age mates will not be very, very good with gadgets, sir. These young people are good with gadgets, but I want to tell you the advantage of that. How you need to take an advantage to use that to even enhance your business. Is that okay? So, and we wanted to just stream the thing on. All of us, everybody was hooked. So we just called a boy. Some of you know him. He's called Niger. His father was a lecturer here and there. We called him. He said, I'm going to Castle. Here in Castle, we're in Kaduna. He said to us, look, what I'm do? He just brought the thing, set up the thing. And when he said the whole thing, he came with his 3/4 and just did the whole thing. Within 15 minutes, he was done. You get the point? What's the difference? Age difference, because we're thinking that this is too much. But he did it for us. And before we realized, our members in London, in Port Harcourt, just connected. That's a great thing to do. So, I want to say this. Maybe they organize this. There's a way I twisted your topic. But I'm not changing the topic. The topic that I was given says Southern Kaduna Young Leaders Summit. I decided to put it this way. It is Southern Kaduna Leadership Development Summit. Because as a young person, I think you're still developing your leadership. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So I said Southern Kaduna Leadership Development Summit. And in short, I now say SKY. SKY Leadership Development Summit. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
That's the way I'm seeing it. So if you hear me talking about that, I'll be saying that, not saying that I've changed your topic. Are we together? And I want to say this. Let us consider those 3 points. I'll just do it, just compress it into 3 points. These points are foresight. Are we together? Foresight, insight, and hindsight. Is that okay? Foresight, insight, and hindsight. Let's talk about foresight. Some of us said it. The first speaker said it, and the second speaker said it. Interesting, I'm bringing back this thing again. Foresight, when I'm talking about foresight, I'm talking about your vision. I'm talking about a vision. I was reading a book. I have to make some consultation here. I don't know how many people have read this book. The Principle and Power of a Vision. How many people have read this book? By Mike Murrow. Yeah, great book. I recommend that to you. And in this book, he said, vision is the ability to see things as they should. As they should be. I put it in quote. Another thing he said the greatest gift that God gave humankind is not the gift of sight, but the gift of vision. It's possible that you can see. Is that okay? Well, if you don't have a vision, it's really, really frustrating. Our people say that a broken leg, somebody with a broken leg, is better than somebody with a broken heart. Do you get the point? If your heart is broken, even if you're walking, you'll still be frustrated. So it's better to have a broken leg than to have a broken heart. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So, so as I'm talking about vision, if you don't have a vision, you know, I see a lot of people who clamor and they want to go into leadership. There was a young man in Simon then. He said he was vying for a counselor and there were different people. So when they sat down with his opponent, he said to him, you see, your father is privileged. Are we together? He said, your father is privileged. He has built a house. He has this. He has a car. He has blah, 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 and blah. And another person, when he was talking to him, he was trying to convince him. He said, but look at my father's house. He says, look at my father's house. is a thatched roof, is blah, 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 and blah. That guy that was saying that when he got into office as a councillor in the Zango Katab local government council, the first thing he did was to destroy his father's house, build it, and make a better place, maybe a 3-bedroom flat. And I feel that was just his vision. Are we together? But if you have a vision, even if it is a business that you're doing, there has to be a vision. There has to be a way you want to do that thing. And that's why we're talking about foresight. You must have a foresight for your life. I was watching, how many of you watch it? I watched it on Facebook yesterday. There was a girl who made first class. And she was privileged to stand in, what's the name of the church? Dominion Church, Dunamis. How many people saw that? And Paulinette was talking. When she mentioned it, they clapped for her. He now sent a team to snap their house. And I heard Paulinette saying, I just saw it just in the evening yesterday. He said that your vision should be better than your situation. Are we together? If you have a vision, it doesn't matter. You may be an orphan, you may be from a less privileged place. But if you have a vision, your vision can take you to where you want to be. Are we together? So, but having a vision is not just enough. You must have an insight. Are we together? You must have an insight. So that's why I said foresight, insight, and hindsight. Are we together? So you must have an insight. That's where wisdom will come in. We say wisdom is key in whatever thing you do. You need wisdom. Even as a politician, as a farmer, as you're talking to us as that we should go do picking, you must have wisdom on how to package it. You know, some people have big pigs, but they are frustrated. When local buyers get in there, a pig you think you should sell for 700,000, the person is saying, I'll buy it for 70,000 naira. So you must have wisdom on how to connect. I like the way you put it up. You said somebody will rear the pig, other people will do what? They will slaughter, so other people will market it. So, you know, it's a chain value. You know, so you just stay on what you know how to do. And I say this to you. You know why we use the thumbprint? Why we use the thumbprint is there's nobody that has their own thumbprint. Did you get the point? I did a seminar with young people and I said to them, I was going to give them 10,000 and I can still do it here. If you see this line you see on your pack, if you find somebody that has exactly the same thing with you, I will give you 10,000 here. Did you get the point? You will not find anybody. It means you are unique. You are unique in whatever you do. So as a young person, there's something you know how to do. There's something you've been wired for. So that's where insight is. I saw this book. Thank God for, I've heard about Dr. Manzo, but thank God I'm meeting him for the first time today. It's possible I've seen you somewhere. This is a jotter made for the VC of the Applied Science in Kachia. So on the jotter, they wrote this quote by John Maxwell, where they say, John Maxwell says, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. You know that quote by John Maxwell, isn't it? And listen, acquire knowledge if needed. Upgrade from your present stage. We have plenty on the internet. Our other speaker said it. So you know the problem we have? We love doing orthodox things. We don't want to improve on the things that we're doing. You know, and some people will tell you, even this ginger thing we're talking about, there are better ways we can improve on that. There are things we can do to improve on it. In fact, today when you are talking, it gave me a lot of insight on some of the challenges we have as a people. You know, the real guy that is buying will stay in Kano. He's set there, he will stay there, and we give another person money who will come here and he will now drop the thing. He keeps dropping it, he keeps dropping. So we just get the peanuts. We don't even get up to 10%. So that's serious. And we need to use the social media to advertise. I did one local thing. I'm not an agri person. I read business admin, sir. And I did theology. So, but I'm interested in this reality thing. In our school, we have a farm where you can have 25 to 30 cows. I have a space where you can have over 100 goats and a space where you can have chicken. So, but there was something I did with just novellas, about 50 novellas. And when they grew, I decided to separate them. I have the cocks one side, and I got the broilers match and just gave to the cocks, and just for fattening. Then I got the chick mash for laying, and I gave the hens. And well, I just found ourselves doing well, and those things were just multiplying. Just a little number, a small number, but people were coming to buy eggs from us. So from that time, it changed my mindset. I just thought, this eggs business is something. Around March this year, I started something about eggs. There was a seminar in this place that I mentioned it to people. Even last week, I went to Jos and got some eggs. Do you imagine the proprietor of Early Foundation School is selling eggs? I'm doing it. Even last week, I sold eggs. If you give me 200 crates of eggs, highest 3 days, my customers will just get it. Do you have eggs? I'll come to you. Praise God. You see, I'm saying praise God. Sorry about that. So I'll come for you. Now you see, you need wisdom in whatever business you're doing. Whether it is sewing, whatever you're doing as a young person. So you need wisdom. That's why you need the insight. Some people have incredible ability to get things done. These gifts are inbuilt. I discovered that, you said it. Incidentally, I have it on my notes. I discovered that Bill Gates was a dropout. He is the founder of Microsoft. A dropout. Because somebody is seated here, he's saying, I don't have all his certificates. If you get to a meeting where they say, I know a cousin that has about 5 masters. 5 masters. And he has a PhD. In fact, he has 2 PhD. One in religion, one in different things, and he's still studying. So if you have that kind of person, you feel intimidated by him. You feel you cannot perform. But if somebody like Bill Gates was a dropout, he doesn't have a certificate to tell you blah, 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 but he's doing the things he's doing. And even Mark Zuckerberg was also a dropout. Today, somebody was sending something to me about him. You know, he's developing this software. What?
Meta glasses.
Yeah, meta glasses. He's doing a lot of things. Just on Facebook, he has enough. You know, we have this idea. In southern Kaduna, one of the challenges we have is the mind of being mediocres. The mediocrity syndrome. A lot of us are mediocres. A lot. Because we just feel, and that was the thing that killed us, you know. We just feel if you have, our parents, I would say our seniors, then if you just have a degree, you just go to work with government, and they give you a loan and you buy a car, you are done. You are okay. And with time, maybe 10, 20 years to come, some of them decide to say, okay. In fact, when my parents went to Kaduna, a plot was, they call it Toro 3 Kobo. And when I say Toro, I'm talking of Tudunum power, because that was the real Kaduna. Are we together? So, and my father said, no. Just chicken. That was all his mindset. Then at a point, he settled down and decided to buy a place. He bought that place. I discovered he bought it 335 naira in Angwandusa. So we settled there. I'm a Southern Kaduna person, but I use Kaduna North local government. Up to today, all my credentials, everything is Kaduna North local government. The last time I went to renew my passport, they asked me, they said, where are you from? I said, Kaduna North local government. They looked at me. He said, by Kaduna South. I said, North. I said, North. because that was where we were brought up, and Gwandosa, Hakimi Cow knows my father and the rest. So I just felt, why should I go and get an EDG for Zango Kata? So I got it for Kaduna North. So all my passports, everything is Kaduna North local government. So when I went to renew my passport, these guys just gathered and said to me, how can you come from that? Me, I'm not from Kaduna North. I said, where am I from? Say, come they are related to Katafe. What you confusion for? Kataf, Kaduna North local government. And they insisted. I asked them, do you know Zango Kata? How many of you know Zango Kata? They said, do you know Zango Kata? Inside Zango Kata, we don't have Kata people there. We have Hausa people there. Are they not using our energy? Oh. And when I said that, they said, when you actually renew your passport, up to today, I've changed my passport about 5 times, and that is my local government. By, how do you call it, sir? Sir? No, it's not different, sir. Officially. If you go, I know a lot of Qatar people in London. Their children will tell you, our parents are from Nigeria, but we are British. If you born a child, or most children that stay there for 10 years, they will not accept to tell you that they are Nigerians. They will rather tell you they are Americans, they are this, they are that. Then there's another thing I want to say. We carry a mindset in Southern Kaduna that we are minorities. Everybody believes that we are minorities. And we say that. We speak it. We say it. 1986, when I was in Kaduna, almost all the teachers, 95% of teachers came from Southern Kaduna. All the secondary school, Mani, Kaita, wherever, came from Southern Kaduna. I was, just within the week, I was talking, I have a mechanic that is a Hausa man here, one Aminu Aliu. And I was talking to him about the late Aliu Jamal. If you go to Lagos that time and you meet Aliu Jamal, whether you are Japa, Kataf, Hausa or what, he just facilitates what you're doing there. You get what I'm trying to say? It's a mindset. Are we together? So we just sit down and say, we are minorities. Maybe because of population, or maybe because of census, or maybe because of politics. We keep saying we are minorities, and we belittle ourselves. So we must carry that mindset that we are not minorities. You don't tell an Israeli that he's a minority and you accept it. In fact, it's a mindset of the Middle East. You don't tell an Arab man that he's a minority and he accepts it. Are you with me? They don't accept it. They will tell you that they are not minorities. And that's why the Israeli will look at a small country that is just like Kaduna State. We tell you he will face America, he will face Russia, because it's a mindset. Are we together? So let us not carry that mindset that we are minorities. I disagree with that. Are we together? Well, thank God I'm rushed because I'm aware that I don't have much time. I will plead with the planners to allow me, if my time is gone, to finish the third point, which is the hindsight. That's another big mistake. A lot of us have ideas, we have certificates. Because I run a private school, somebody came with PhD and said to me, please, when Bashi teaching? I said, what will you teach with PhD in my school? Well, he was insistent. He said, you get a point? With a PhD. Don't sit in one place expecting things to happen by chance or luck. Move by faith. I was wondering whether this man is a veterinary doctor or a pastor, the way he was quoted by I was wondering, I asked him, is he a pastor or a veterinary doctor? You get the point? Move by faith. Keep moving. You see those cars there? If you get into those cars and start steering the car, just turning the steering, you won't get into the destination. But if it is on motion, then you can steer it. Are we together? So you must make up your mind. Think very, very well. You know, if you ask somebody to go to Kaduna now and school, they will not accept it. A lot of young people, this thing is bad. You get it? If you ask young people to go to Katsina and school, they will tell you, our daughter went to Gusau to do NYSC. That was when there was tough things happening in Gusau. And she went and did her NYSC there. And because she read English, they were looking for somebody that will read news on the radio. She said, I could do it. And when she went, the manager tested her. And when she sat down to read, when she was reading, the manager stood up and said, are you from Southern Kaduna? That was the question she asked. And she said, yes. I said, no, man. And by the time she came home and delayed for 2 days, they declared her wanted. That she had absconded. Before we realized they were calling us, I said, please, just sleep. It was good. I said, go sleep in Kaduna. First thing, go back to Gusau. Do you get the point? But when she was going, she said, no, it is Gusau. There are bandits there, there are blah, 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 blah. You must move. You must do something about your life. Are we together? Don't tell me you don't have certificate. Don't tell me you are an offer. Don't tell me you are this. Don't tell me you are that. If you start doing something, somebody will come out and do something about that in your life. Are we together? So let's get that. So that's where we're saying the inside. You need to move. If you have something, if you have the vision and you have the wisdom, you need to move. There are some professions that you cannot do here, and you have acquired them. If you go to maritime and you learn how to become an engineer in what? In ship, and you want to get your job in carpentry, it's not done. You should go to Oro, you should go to Delta, you should go to Port Harcourt. That's what your choice. Are we together? And you should be willing to do new things. Willing to try new things. A young man from our school got admission in aviation to read aeronautic engineering. He read it. They were 12 in the classroom. And last week, the mother came. You know what they did? Because we don't have enough of them. So the federal government just went and carried them, and they just told them to call for documentation. All of them were employed. All of them were employed. Because he did something. So we stand and say, because the boy is from one village, Angwalugo, we stand in Angwalugo and become an aeronautic engineer. No, they just got them and they now post them to different airports. See? So you need to move with your talent. You need to move to do something about your talent. In second, I was talking about those chickens, sir. When I wanted to sell the chicken, I had 18. And I just decided to just snap them and put them on Facebook. The first person I asked was Professor Soleki. He said, keep 3 for me. Wow. Another person said, keep this. Another person I would just say, please, I need. Before I realized, people were asking for 100, but I had only less than 20. Because I decided to put it on Facebook. Are we together? So bring out what you know. There are things you have, people don't know. There's something you have that somebody doesn't know. Even somebody behind your house. Once somebody that's doing that, so you need to learn how to put it there. Okay, let me say this thing. I'm trying to put a team of ICT guys. Because whether we like it or not, the WAEC now is on ICT. WAEC is shifting to what they call online. So no matter how you do it, no matter how you know how to do it, if you are not doing online, you won't be able to do it. Even the Equa Pastors conference yesterday, I listened to it on social media. You know one thing they taught them? How to use mission and use the social media. I say it to them now. Say it to them. Simple. Do you get it? We did a conference in August here in Samarukata. From Thursday, Friday, up to Saturday and Sunday. All the boys, if you put all the number that attended, it was not up to 5,000. But because we stream it, we discovered 53,000 people were following us. Somebody said, I'm watching from Madake. Madake, you should come to Samaru now. I said, no, I'm comfortable in my room. Because young people, are we together? young people, about 98% of young people live on the internet. So you must put it, you must learn to put it there. The way you are looking, is it my time? Okay. I better pack my things and start going. But can I conclude? That's okay, thank you very much. So, and can I say this? Even if you are a pastor, let's say you are a pastor. If I'm a pastor and I'm pastoring, this is a congregation. Whether we like it or not, sir. These are young people. And I know that more than half of these people are footballers. It's either they play football, or they are fans, or they are what? They like it. So, if I don't get to know about football, I won't be able to reach out to them. Are we together? So, somebody mentioned it. I want to leverage what you said, sir. Let's use our immediate community. And I'll conclude by this. With this X thing, there's something I discovered, sir. There's a guy, if you leave this road and you turn, before the Chief Palace, by the right, there's a new petroleum station they are building there. I discovered that guy cracks more than 30 crates of eggs every day. So you were talking about vocalizer. I'm not sure that guy has finished secondary school. But she's a PhD, she's a professor value. But he cracks 30 crates of eggs every day. Some of you that are students here, maybe you are even his customers. Do you get the point? On each crate, he makes a profit of 2,500 because I supply it to that guy. 2,500 times 30 is how much? Use your brains. What are the mathematicians? 75 every day, madam. And somebody is teaching with me, his salary is up to 50,000 in a month. That guy is making, the day he gave me his phone to hide my account number, the way funding and then Jani Haka, now do a funding to him. Do you get the point? I was told he has a house in this town. He's building a house in Kaduna. If you see the guy, you won't know, you will not attach him with any money. And he has another shop. I'm not talking of chicken, I'm not talking of the yams, I'm just talking of the eggs. Some of you are playing snookers. Let me go and see.
You can do better. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, there are two things that stood out for me that I'm going to share, right? Bring out what you know. That is very profound. And the second thing is leverage on social media. For most of us, you just go on TikTok, you watch people's video, you like, and that's the end of it. But you can actually use that to build your business or your brand, as it were. It shouldn't just be for entertainment, right? That is very, very important. All right, we're taking it fun. Thank you once again, sir. God bless you, sir. We're taking it a step further. You know, it's a stairs. We're climbing, and we are going to higher places. All right. The next person that I'm going to be calling up, I'm going to read the person's bio. Let's listen attentively. Mrs. Godia Lolo Ibrahim is the current Kaduna State PDP women's leader and proudly holds the record as the youngest women's leader in the Federation. She's a dynamic leader whose passion for service and innovation reflects in every sphere of our work. She is the creative director of Church's Beauty Studio, a leading brand with a record of over 15,000 satisfied clients, and the CEO of Church's Academy, where she has successfully trained and mentored over 1,500 students in the past 7 years. Her influence extends beyond the beauty industry, as she is also the co-founder of the popular trade event, Kaduna Buy and Sell, a platform that empowers entrepreneurs and promotes commerce in the state. She is a firm advocate for women and youth inclusion in politics. Mrs. Ibrahim is committed to building a future where women's voices are heard and youth are given opportunities to lead. Beyond her professional and political commitments, she is a proud wife and a mother, embodying balance and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, Join me as I welcome Mrs. Gudia Lulu Ibrahim. Come on, clap now. Clap now, let her know we appreciate her. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. Don't stop, don't stop.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, my fellow leaders. This house is very dull. What's happening? Good afternoon, my fellow leaders. Thank you, that's the energy. I'm a young person, so give me the vibe. Abi, make us vibe together. Okay, I want to appreciate the organizers of this very meeting. I want to call it a family meeting. Please, let's put our hands together for them. Let's clap for them. I want more energy. Let's clap for them. Mr. Chairman, oh, he just left. He said